Yeah. When it comes to this temple, usually the artifacts are just kind of laying out in the open. Sometimes they're not. But generally when it comes to artifact hunting, you want to check all the crevices and all the hiding spots you can think of. And all the obvious spots, too, like out in the open. When you're artifact hunting on the mainland and you're doing it just anywhere, just follow the road, and usually you'll find at least a few artifacts along the way. Then after you're done following the roads, try to look for artifact hotspots. Try and memorize spots where you find artifacts, because they do have the same spawn spots. It's just that they switch around is all. So not always in the same spawn spot. Anyways, as you can tell, I already got 3 artifacts here, and 2 were green, 1 was blue, and all 3 I didn't have yet. So as I said, this is a pretty good place for artifact spawns. Oh, here's a 4th one right here, and good thing, usually this isn't like this, because all 4 of the artifacts I found here are normal artifacts. They're not ones you need Omen Sight or Quantum Sight for, which is weird. See, I don't have that one either. But yeah, just on this one trip I've already found 4 of them. None of them were white common. I want to check around this little spire here, because sometimes there's an artifact laying on the steps. It's kind of a weird spot for an artifact, but sometimes there is. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this, and this is very important when artifact hunting. Buy Quantum Sight if you're Defiant, and Omen Sight I think if you're Guardian. It's the same thing, but what it does is it allows you to see things that you normally won't be able to see. And there's a lot of artifacts, like a lot, that you aren't able to see without Omen or Quantum Sight. Like, I find 3 times as much artifacts as I used to with this, and it's very useful. I have it activated 100% of the time unless I'm in like a dungeon or something. Honestly, I'm not sure if I've checked this hallway yet, but you know, you want to be careful, check everything there is. Anyways, I'm pretty sure I found everything I could find here, because I mean, I already found 4 of them, and that's probably about as much as you'll get from here. So overall, you won't find a lot here, but I mean, the ones you do find will be rare-ish. Like, they'll be at least green, and you probably won't have them in your collection yet, so it's worth going to. It's worth farming like every day. The next hotspot I'm going to show you is in Silverwood, so I'm going to use my soul recall and show you where it is. Unfortunately, like I said, I have 60% mounts, and the hotspots are on the other end of Silverwood, so I could take a Porticolum, but I'm going to take the road just in case I see any artifacts along the way, and so I can show you a few spots I know of. When you're artifact hunting, even if you know where a hotspot is, it's generally better to just follow the road instead of, you know, taking Porticolums everywhere, because you're more likely to find artifacts that way. There's an event going on here, apparently. I don't know, I might do that instead. You know what, man. By the time I get to the boss, he's gonna be like nearly dead, because I'm pretty far away, and I only have 60% now, so. Just let the Devastator die. I won't do anything about it. Here's one good spot. Here, it's usually good for at least one artifact. See, there's one right here. Rusted Diamond Steel. Let me take care of that. And the spot I was referring to is actually down here. But as you can tell, there's spots around here too, like on that cliff. Sometimes there's an artifact right under these steps here. Right now there isn't, but sometimes there is. And there's a lot of the time there's a Omen Site / Quantum Site artifact, Twisted Artifact as they're called, right up here where that NPC is standing. There isn't one now, but a lot of the time there is. Sometimes you find artifacts behind these rocks too. So yeah, that's usually good for at least one artifact. It's almost always going to be a white, but still, I mean, if you're a beginner artifact hunter or you just need some spare gold, it's worth it. Like, as you can tell, I've been hunting artifacts for a freaking while, and I even just found a common white down there that I didn't have yet. Oh, damn, she beat me. There's an artifact right here, but unfortunately this SOB took it from me before I could get Blaze Star, beat me to it. Fine, I have his name, I'll get him later. This little marsh down here is also a good spot for artifacts. You can find them behind trees like this. Here's a Twisted Artifact. And you usually find them inside or around the huts too. So you want to check all the huts. See, there's one right in there, inside the hut. Let my pet take care of those guys. See, no matter, like, even if you're a veteran artifact hunter, you're still gonna be finding artifacts everywhere, like in spots you've already checked, because the spawns are random and there's other people looking for them, and it's just crazy. I mean, you never know where the artifacts are gonna be, pretty much. And there's so many of them that chances are you're gonna be finding new ones a lot. Like, I already found 2 new ones in here, even though I've been farming this place for a while. So this is one hot spot. Just check every hut, check behind all the trees, you know, the usual stuff. Here's another one. Anyways, this isn't a hotspot I meant to show you, but it is a hotspot nonetheless, and I probably plan to show you it because it is good for finding artifacts. See, this is what I mean by not using protocolums. Like, see how many artifacts I found just by following the road or not taking the protocolum. Here's another one. I'm not sure if I have that one yet. Yeah, I have that one. Right. The hotspots I originally planned to show you are down here, near the Divine Landing protocolum. So you could take the protocolum down here if you want to, but I suggest not doing that. Good spot for artifacts is these islands out here.